Testing audio. Testing audio. Sure. Audio is fine. Right? We load. Click into that. Right? Just let me use the restroom first. So I wanted to talk about something, right? It's odd to say because I hate to say this, but I also don't want to change anything. The designs, the main Charlotte design for this visual novel, I feel like just wait. I made a design. Wait, is this it? I think so. No. I made a design that I'm really happy with. Right? Okay, the design is based off of memory, so it's a bit flimsy with the proper details, but I still think it looks somewhat accurate. Yeah, I'm looking at it and I was trying to make a design and see what I could work with, right? But like, it seems so out of place. Like, one of the designs, like, I mean, I could give, no, I was gonna say I could give her a scarf, but then that kind of, you know, that gets rid of the skin, and now noticing she doesn't have a choker, at least not yet, compared to the loading screen. I thought she always had a choker, my bad. Because it's hard, because I had a bunch of ideas, right? I like the way I was working with the hair. Although kind of fucked up a bit because just massive forehead, you know. Sorry. I need to work on that. But everything else looks great, right? I had an idea of, you know, always having something wrong with the right eye or something's off with the right eye. I was thinking of making the right eye yellow while the other one is pitch black, but then I felt like, oh, that's a bit, it's distracting, right? I mean, you could probably, if you want to add them, the whole tail, the eye, da da da, and just say, oh, the alien was experimenting with her body and making her whatever. But it just feels out of place without a proper reason. So this version, she's a complete human. At least for now. I don't know what happened later on in the game, if the outfits change, whatever. But for now, it just... And I know it's bad because I have no creative input in the character. I don't want to feel like I'm ripping straight from, you know, the game and just claiming it as my own. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm just saying, like, look at her. Like, there's nothing I can improve on. To be honest, even with the, like, I luckily made this one look alright. At least with the body, because I was more going off memories of how the chest looks, right? If I were to do it my way, I wouldn't be able to copy that same charm. I would make it worse. I was thinking adding black hair, but no. Even the hair is simplistic compared to hers, you know? Then I got bored and at first I tried making horny lust eyes, right? And then that gave me a different idea because I was experimenting when I first drew. I was experimenting with the head, and I kind of made the not the eyebrows, but like the eyeliner or whatever, the one with those, you know, the what the fuck are they called, right? The one where it's like the thing in between the eyelid and like the eyebrow with the like black with the white line. I kind of made it lumpy and too expended, and you know, so I had to start from scratch, where the second time I did it was alright. And then, you know, I made this other design. Whoops. This other design was for fun. It's a different character. You ever question your morals when you make a horrible character? Because I made a short stack Cyclops that is really, really horny, but is also a rapist. And then it's like, I'm just thinking, is this bad? Some experimenting with... See, I like that as a black sad design, like thumbnail design. But I do think I don't want to like have the character without the coat, because that defeats the purpose. Maybe for the final thumbnail, final fight, that can be, you know, take off the coat, revealing that it's just this very small, busty, furry grandma cat. Or whatever. And it's like, So I was just thinking, right? No, that can't be it. Because I was thinking... I don't know, my brain's twisted and its words are twisting for me to having trouble comprehending, right? Where I'm thinking, am I accidentally, like, doing something racist? Because when I think about it, like, it's not just this character, but also the one from Slime Rancher that I don't want to change because I think it's perfect the way it is. But I don't know, like, because my brain thinking I can create all these creative designs that are coincidentally, is that the word, that are wide, but when it comes to people of a darker shade, I tend to not want to change anything because I already like the design it is. I worry I will ruin it. But then I thought that can't be the case because I have clearly made other designs of darker variants of Charlotte, like the Miles Morales design. I made a... You probably haven't seen it, but I have made a... I didn't need to, but I made a darker design variant for, like, Slender the Arrival Charlotte. You know? But it's like... But for me not to change a character to make it a Charlotte variant and keep it the way it is, compared to other variants, am I doing something that's unintentionally racist? Sorry if it's a really stupid question. I know it's probably dumb, but like my brain kind of has trouble figuring... Well, no, not figuring from right from wrong, but it's like I even like Lee from The Walking Dead, right? Made that variant, right? But then it's like sometimes I make a variant design based on that something that's creative and that looks nice, right? But then there's always a part of my brain that it's going to be a lose-lose situation, right? Hear me out, right? Because let's say, like, let's go with one of the darker, sorry, how do I say this? You know, black variants. Is that appropriate to say? Let's go with one of those variants, right? See, making those variants, it's very difficult because on one side, if I make the variant the same in the game, I worry people would just compare it to Charlotte and make it, you know, accusations of like blackface or, you know. But if I make that variant of Charlotte white, but in the place of like Miles Morales or Lee Everett, then that variant would seem like I'm whitewashing that variant. It's a lose-lose situation, right? So rather than focusing on what is appropriate and what I should do, I think it's best to do something that's just focused on my creativity, right? Rather than what people think is, you know, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna do something racist, at least not intentionally, because I'm a very ignorant person. Some things I may not understand and trigger people by mistake because of, what's the word? Insolence? Ignorance, that's the word. Because of things I didn't or won't know, right? And feel free to correct me, you know, if something's wrong with the design that's problematic. I will most likely make an update, because usually I don't like making updated thumbnails based on, you know, older things. But if it's problematic, I will rework it and make a new one. So please feel free to correct me if I've done something wrong. But it's like, Oh, I don't know, something about this character and the one, like, you get what I mean? Or maybe you don't, and maybe I'm just overthinking it, but like, yeah, but that's what I think, cause like, I worry about adding something that would ruin the design or take away from the what I think is perfect, right? Oh, as well as they also threw a big fucking wrench in my plans, right? Because you know how most designs are feminine and then the gender swap partner, right? I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't say it like that. I was gonna say I wanted it to be more inclusive, but that's the wrong word, right? I guess inclusive isn't the word I want to use, but like, it'd be more fun to branch things out. Like, even if I'm personally not into girl on girl action, I want to make it so other people can enjoy it, you know? So like, rather than making the blonde a big buff guy, I would keep it the way it is, and I was originally gonna just have this variant be in a complete lesbian relationship, right? And my brain had this whole argument like, well, actually, she can be a lesbian because she had a boyfriend, da da da. And my brain retorted, actually, Velma from Mystery Incorporated dated fucking Shaggy, but she's a lesbian. So, checkmate, retard. But she's like, oh yeah, I'm pansexual. It's not that we don't have enough food, we just don't trust this fucker around any of the utensils. Especially the frying pan. Having trouble playing Black Cat because detectives things aren't really my thing. I pour his food and bring Sarah the coffee. The news scatter reconfirms that there is no sign of life, even after an attempt to do a thermal scan. There are humanoids inside. Aliens. Are you sure? Maybe the ship's technology just made you think that you saw aliens, you know, with all the woo-woo spacey stuff it can do. Do you really think that makes more sense than the aliens actually just being there? Maybe not, but how do you account for the thermal scan not picking up anything then? Look, I know what I saw. And all I'm saying it's possible. I mean, aliens. Really? She bites her lip before taking a drink of the scalding hot coffee. She's scared, so I won't push it. I know this is new. It's brand new. It's horror movie new. We sit on the couch and sip at our coffee, seeing nothing happen, hearing the same words over and over again, and being warm all curled up with Sarah is putting me to sleep. I find my eyelids, but it's useless. I only realize I fall asleep when my alarm goes off. Why the fuck does that look like that one Idol Live fucking anime? That doesn't even look like the same art style. She looks like she has flat chest with two fucking pumpkins on the inside of her coat to compensate for her lack of tits. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bash on the news lady. She has a proper job and I'm just jealous I have to fucking sniff people's armpits all day. I'm just lashing out, I am sorry. What the fuck happened to Cupboard? The sun gets in my eye and I stretch. Sarah squirms against me, then opens her eyes and peeks up at me. She gasps suddenly. Look at the time, and then jumps to her feet. I have to get ready. I'm so sorry for that reaction. It's just... One, look at her. And two, I guess subconsciously, maybe this is excuses, but I'm trying to explain my reaction because I don't know. But I feel like that reaction was because subconsciously, most visual novels don't have any change of clothes besides, like, you know, CGI and shit, whatever the fuck it's called. So I just kind of got fucking startled. Damn. And I got so I was gonna make a joke about, like, damn, I got cold coffee all over my lap. Do you mind? Do you want to lap it up off me or some perverted shit like that? Golly. Because now I'm feeling biased about how I treat other outfits. You know? I'm feeling very biased with, like, other outfits. How I, like, complain about other outfits in other visual novels. But maybe I'm a bit... It's maybe... But this is definitely excuses. But it's less about outfit design, but more about jealousy. As in, like, what if something slips and other guys get to see your figure? I don't think I'd be very comfortable with that. But it's not like we're dating, so you can do whatever you want. Sorry, my perverted brain is thinking, did her chest shrink? But then I remember it doesn't matter. Still love her for who she is, platonically, I mean. She rushes through her morning routine, taking a shower, getting dressed, then double and triple checking her purse for everything. She pats Martello and then comes to a dead stop as I look at the TV. She rubs her eyes. Fuck, I thought it was a dream. I shake my head and drink the now cold fucking joking. I was fucking joking. I shake my head and drink the now cold coffee we didn't finish last night. I don't care how bad it tastes, it's still better than remembering last night. I don't want to remember it. I want to clear it all the way out of my head and move on with my life. Okay, as long as it's not just me, I can't stand, not even just coffee, cold cups of tea, I cannot fucking stand. I cannot stand that shit. Sarah feeds the cat. Not gonna call it Martella this time? Does this change anything? No, right now it doesn't. I don't think anything's happened since last night. Of course not. I bet I'll start doing stuff as soon as I leave for work. Wait. Of course not. I bet it'll start doing stuff as soon as I leave for work. That would be just my luck. Keep me updated, alright? If it's the end of the world, I'd kinda like to know that. Sure thing. I'm off today, so I'll just relax at home and see if something new happens. I nod. She kisses my cheek and then hesitates. I hope I see you later. I take a deep breath, gazing into Sarah's stunning light blue eyes, and losing myself in their depth. For a few heart-stopping seconds, we both remain still, caught in the moment. It feels like she's leaning in for a kiss, and I can feel my pulse racing in anticipation. Without hesitation, I move a step closer, closing the gap between us. I plant a gentle kiss on her blushing cheeks. Her smile deepens, and her cheeks turn even rosier than as she looks up at me. I was kind of worried it was going to be on the lips, because it's like... I thought it was just gonna jump into, like, romance or whatever, because it's like, why are you blushing? You kissed me on the lips, but I can't do the same for you? I promise you'll find me here waiting for you when you get back. That's all I want. So, again, right? I'm, like, despite them being platonic, I'm going for this ending, right? Because it's already established that they're really close, so it would hurt my fucking heart to just see her a fucking alien. Like, you're telling me I'm getting abducted, answering some questions, and then sending me off. Like, that's a horrible first date. Sarah responds, her voice soft and uncertain. My bad. That's all she wants? In the middle of this alien drama? I guess I don't want to be alone right now either. I'm sure that thought scares Sarah as much as it scares me. Sorry. Food won't go down properly. Suddenly, Sarah's hand brushes against mine. She takes a hold of it, bringing it to her lips. She plants a soft kiss on my skin, never breaking eye contact with me. Now go, or you'll be late. This is it kind of I don't know why it irritates me a little bit, right? Because it's like they keep saying platonically, right? But it's like if it's two guys kissing each other's cheek and saying, I just want to see you here when I get back, and then kissing the other dude's hand gently, you're going to call that gay, but this isn't? Like, oh no, they're just friends. But if it was two guys, it would... Sorry, I'm getting worked up over nothing. Sorry, I'm just rambling. My brain keeps thinking of comparison, like, two girls is completely fine, but when it's two guys, then it's gay. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the fucking, there was like this Tumblr post or whatever, right? And it was like the male equivalent of like, it was like the Tumblr post of the male equivalent of like in anime when like girls in the locker room start grabbing each other's chests, but like it's like like a guy comes up to another guy and fondles his balls like, damn, they're heavy. Like, don't do that. That's and there's like one guy in the corner looks down in small shame. It just fucking it fucking kills me. She nods and hurries out of the flat. I have nowhere to go. Even if I did, it's not like I have the money to go do anything. And who would want to with this ship literally hovering over us? I put together a bowl of cereal since we actually have almond milk right now and watch the TV. My eyes actually hurt from focusing so hard. Blah 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 blah. Fuck you call me? Blah 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 blah. It doesn't help that the TV we have is so old that it could be in a museum. When Sarah offered me to stay with her and said that her flat was fully furnished, I didn't realize that the furniture was from 3 decades ago. Oh, okay. Well, beggars can't be choosers, mate. As long as it works. Like, sure, it'd be pissy if it... You even have color! You even have color in your fucking TV, and you're gonna bitch to me about how old it is? Next, you're gonna tell me the old radio is haunted by a demon. Get over yourself. However, getting a new TV has never been on our list. We have more important things to spend on our money, like food for Matilda or ourselves. Rutillo climbs onto my lap and tries to sniff my milk. I set the bowl away from him and rub his back. He leans into every pat and his purrs rumble through me. Did you hear that, like, I can't remember what it is. It was like, apparently the purring is good for your body. It like reverberates your fucking bones to make them healthier or some shit. What the fuck is that? It relaxes me for a while. We play with his toys. I pat him as much as he wants, and then out of nowhere the news changes. They've received a message. Well, really, we all did because it's on the TV. We request a meeting with the most influential people of Earth to discuss the future of the planet. Some people are over the moon upon hearing the message. They're excited that aliens exist and there is someone in there talking. Other people are cautious. Elliot Kay, for example, is sure that nothing good can come from this and refused to even entertain it. Melrose Knoll is excited, says it's finally time for us to become a member of the galaxy. Sorry, I was gonna make a perverted comment, but then remember I'm in a platonic gay relationship with my roommate. And they were roommates. Back and forth. One military official from America says we should shoot first and talk later. Of course that's what fucking America does. This ain't what... I don't know what fucking accent they are. This ain't what the Declaration of Independence is about. Where's my freedom? I was gonna say, ooh. I was gonna say, I don't know if I should. I was going to say as a joke, but then realized how fucked up it sounds, right? I was gonna make a joke about America, like, we already have aliens in our country, we don't need any more of those fuckers, and then I realized, ooh, that's a slur for certain people. That wasn't my intention. I just, I'm so sorry. I really am sorry. My brain, like, despite how fast my brain thinks compared to my mouth, it almost slipped out. And, like, I didn't want to say it in a fucking demeaning way, but, like, hopefully you get what I mean. Everyone is arguing about what to do, and everyone wants to win, to have control, to make everyone agree with them. It makes my head ache. I hear chaos in the streets too. Glancing out my window, I see police breaking up the fight. I don't know what's going to happen. When I was with the aliens, everything seemed okay. They were peaceful. They didn't talk about war. They didn't talk about anything negative. They had questions, but no plans. They wanted to help us fix things, right? But it's obvious they have more developed technology than us, and I think they struggle with empathy. They don't understand our societies or cultures or anything. How can they help? Even if they do have good intentions, this could just go from bad to worse. Ain't you the bitch from fucking Thor: The Dark World? I loved her character. She was so funny. After hours of debate, the 5 most influential people agreed to meet on neutral ground. On Earth, the first female president in the USA, the leader of China, a multi-billion-dollar business owner from Brazil, a high-profile developer in Africa, and finally the Russian president. The US president, Araya Martins, starts to do an interview with the news. I believe we need to hold off any judgments until we understand what the plan is. Until we understand their goals, we cannot hope to accomplish anything when it comes to this potential issue. Beyond that, Exen appears in the room with the designated people. There are also a few others in the room, like businessmen and reporters. We are intergalactic travelers, and we mean to fix the problems of this planet. It appears the main issue at hand is the uneven distribution of money. Money, deciding power, does not ensure the survival of civilization. This practice must be stopped and corrected. The video cuts to some of the businessmen and politicians who are being interviewed. Some are furious, others are worried and shocked, trying to make sure they got the correct information. A few more look like they were just handed a death sentence. I've never seen so many rich people sweat at one time. The following choices differ from those that impact the relationship with the romantic interest. Instead, it alters Erica's stance towards the aliens. A low value indicates that Erica agrees with or disagrees with what the aliens do, as if it is not her concern. Oh, so this isn't story-wise. Okay. Conversely, a higher value indicates that wait, what? It alters what Erica's stand toward the aliens. A low value indicates that Erica agrees with or disagrees or discards the alien do will become personally invested in the issue, taking it upon herself to find a solution. This isn't going to end well. Well, she's not violent yet. Well, she's not violent. Okay, just testing audio. Just like, there's not much I can change. Because whenever you try to, you know, fight higher power, it always strikes back. It's not going to end well. Alignment. This isn't going to end well. Even if I do agree with Zen, this isn't a problem with a simple solution. If it was, we could have made some progression. But feelings are involved, the structure of our governments, our nations, and everything in between. How can they even start fixing this problem when they don't understand how deep it goes? They don't know our species, they don't know anything about our planet. If they're serious about helping us, shouldn't they be doing more, like researching and observing things that take time? My parents always said that if something seems too good to be true, it is, and it's looking like that. And looking like that is what's happening now. Dr. Phil? Gregor Tusk, a famous entrepreneur with a huge social following, steps forward. This is ridiculous. If this... if that was a threat, you better reconsider where you stand. And what do you even know anyway? This is not your planet. That does not change the fact that the current method is failing. We aim to fix it. Gregor snorts, then laughs, even though Exen was polite. Gregor is dismissing their words and treating them like a joke. This is normal. This is how our lives work. There are sheep and there are wolves. Those who have real promise, who have actual value to give to society, and are justly rewarded with wealth and power, and those who have yet to reach that goal. Our system that you're calling flawed allows anyone to break through the top as long as they put in enough work. If someone doesn't want to work, that's not my problem. If they just want to get by day to day, it's not my responsibility to give them a life they don't work for. I know I deserve what I have. Silence echoes for a long moment. I see. Then we will adjust accordingly. About time you saw sense. At the end of the day, the person with the most money on Earth will die. Gregor's food drops out of his mouth. It's instant chaos. Bodyguards aim weapons at Exen, cocking them threateningly. Some people shout for their execution, while others try to keep the peace. The news anchor is in a state of shock while his co-host starts yelling something I can't make out. Exen flicks their hand and all the guns disintegrate immediately. The bodyguards stare at their hands in confusion. There's not even dust left. The whole room goes quiet. Everyone is just staring as eyes widen and people shift uncomfortably. You think we're just going to take orders from another species? One that doesn't even understand the basic foundation of our planet? You have another thing coming. Exen calmly looks over at Gregor as if seeing him for the first time. Their eyes do that crazy blinking thing while their face stays impassive, which just makes Gregor's face twice as red. I see. You are the richest man on Earth. And I've earned every penny. I'll never submit to this insane rule. Exen nods once. Very well. With one small gesture of Exen's hand, Gregor is gone, just like the guns. They seem to dissolve into the air, and if they were made of sand or ash, that was being blown away by the wind. One moment they were there, and the next they were gone, leaving behind only a fleeting traces of their presence before leaving no evidence that they had ever existed at all. Why am I'm sorry, my brain just clicked on. Why am I reading this? The trailer had fucking voice acting, but now it doesn't? The scene is eerie and unsettling, leaving those who witnessed it feeling a sense of uneasy and disorientation. This is where your thing fucks up, right? You say you killed the richest people on Earth. Those people disappear. Then someone else becomes the richest because they have the highest thing. Are you just going to wipe out all of humanity and start from square one? Because eventually, when there's like the poorest people, someone's going to be richer in the poorest part. Are you just going to kill them as well? People start to run as the cameraman stays steady. What follows is utter insanity. People push and shove, stepping over everyone that falls, or, when there's no longer an option, crushing others under their feet as they scream. The cameraman must have nerves of steel because his focus on Exen doesn't flinch or waver. Tomorrow night, it will be the two remaining richest humans on Earth. As if they're anticipating an argument, they stand taller. There's no mistaking that Exen is the one in control now. Earth's second greatest issue is overpopulation. Perhaps this new method will resolve both problems. She's fucking crazy. I stare at the screen. I don't know what to think or say. The door slams and Sarah is there. She's bouncing, excited and full of smiles. I saw it! About time someone put those people in their place. I give her a horrified look, and that puts an instant stop to her good mood. Instead of taking her words back, she tries to explain, to show me why this is a good thing. I mean, I know I shouldn't be happy about it, but everyone knows what a bastard Gregor Tusk was. I mean, you heard the rumors about the child labor, the genocides he supported. Even if only half of it is true, he deserved it. I can only gape at her. Someone just died. She sits next to me. I'm sorry that it happened, but I don't feel bad about it. Because you're allowed to have your own thoughts, right? And from what I heard, the justice system is mostly rigged and fucked up. But I still feel like there's other ways. Like, no redemption. Not that he deserves it, but I'm just saying. What? No! He didn't have any chance to defend himself. He might have been a terrible person, but he could have changed. He had 60 years to change. He didn't even consider it. But if we kill everyone who we don't agree with, what's left? Don't make jumps like that. You used to say that the world would be better without people like him all the time. Do you think they'd just shut themselves in their mansions and give away all their money? It's one thing to talk about it. It's another to actually kill someone. Sarah and I sit in silence as the show continues. Perhaps people start weighing in and they're just as divided as confused. No one can agree and the arguments just keep getting worse. I've never heard the censor button used so many times. You know what I mean? Like, exactly, right? Because I feel like there's redeem isn't the word. Brought to justice, I think, right? I mean, you could, but then again, the justice system would be fucked up and corrupt, and he could just pay his way out. But I just feel like there's other ways to do it. Exactly what she said. It's one thing, you know, talking about shit like that, but it's another thing, like... It's another thing actually going through with it. I mean, I see both points, but it's like... I mean, I don't want to ruin my reputation with her, but I'm not gonna fucking simp and agree with her views when I have different ones. Because if the justice system can bring a horrible person to justice, then that's fine, because it's like, whether... But then, I was gonna say, whether the justice is, like, whether you get the death sentence or, you know, someone kills him in prison is not my problem anymore. He was brought to justice. Hopefully, whatever family or whatever labor has been stopped. But then I feel like that makes me hypocritical, you know? It's quite amusing to witness all of this, don't you think? What are you talking about? Seeing those ultra-rich individuals frightened like this. I'm not sure how seeing other people scared for their lives can be considered funny. Hey, I'm not heartless, Kai. Sorry. Hey, I'm not heartless, Kai. But just imagine it. The mega rich, who usually have everything at their fingertips, are now facing problems like the rest of us. It's fascinating, don't you think? What are their everyday problems? Oh damn, I earned another $1 million. What a luxury car can I waste it on? Sarah imitates the voice and mannerisms of a rich person, making me chuckle. She always knows how to lighten the mood and relax me. People, they could just buy a new yacht. Maybe they could just buy a new yacht filled with beautiful women who would adore them for their wealth. Just kidding, Kai. Can you please stop acting like a child? Okay, but seriously, losing money is easier than earning enough to survive. We know that all too well. Yeah, if they were like the philanthropist, Emil, was it? Oh, you mean the French businessman who gave up everything and went to live in a cave 5 years ago? Yes, him. His story was incredible. I bet he's at least stressed wealthy. I bet he's the least stressed wealthy person out there right about now. Definitely. I remember his interview. His words were simple yet profound. He said something like, "When are we able to cherish good health and the company of loved ones, we can find true contentment in simply sitting under the stars and experiencing the beauty of life." The time Sarah imitates a French accent, her playful antics make me chuckle once more. It's funny how we thought that Emil had lost his mind back then, but now with this turn of events, he seems to be the sanest one of them all. I shift my attention back to the television. It is currently displaying the stunned and emotional reactions of numerous wealthy and renowned individuals. Some are crying, some are laughing nervously, and all are visibly shaken. Yeah, I really don't understand rich people. It's like, you buy this fucking yacht, right? You buy this cruise ship that only you and maybe 100 people you invite in is like can fucking fit 5,000. It's like, I don't understand why you need this big of a fucking boat. I mean, I think if it was me, if I ever wanted to buy a boat, if I was rich, the money wouldn't be on the size, but modification, right? To make it the perfect boat. So like, any weather I would be protected, right? Reinforced so there's no chance of sinking, no chance of capsizing, you know? And some extra lifeboats, easy escape pods, etc., etc. And then in those escape pods kind of have like enough oxygen, basically have enough oxygen for a while and food and supplies, right? So that it's not a long while, but like if you're in a heavy sea area where everything's washing and stuff, right? And like, so like if you try and go to the surface, you're gonna drown because of the waves and the rain and the storm, right? So I think these escape pods, it will let you stay for maybe a couple days underwater, let things lay low, and then when everything clears up, right? When everything clears up, go to the surface and then like just kind of shoot a flare or something, right? Kind of have it so you can, you know, it's not meant to be like exploring, but just for survival for a couple days, right? You get what I mean? Like, I'm an over paranoid person, so I wouldn't waste money on a fucking cruise ship if I can, like, oh, I'm on the like middle floor. Oh, guess what? I'm gonna drown because water's already flushing both sides. That's a fucking horrible way to go. And now I died with a waste of money, my money going to no one because I'm a petty bitch. Oh, buy a cruise ship, you're gonna love it. I'm gonna love it? Well, you're gonna love not getting anything from my fucking corpse, I tell you that. I'm gonna curse your whole fucking generation out of spite. Oh, you wanna get up in the world? Blame your great-great-grandfather as I curse your fucking bloodline. And like, I get what they're saying, like, why keep this money to yourself? I know it's due to greed or whatever, but I just don't understand. You have all this money and you can't help people in need? You know what I always had a dream of doing? Well, not dream, but it was a thought I'd love to do, right? And it's gonna sound really stupid because I'm not good with money, so I don't know how I would ever do this, but like if I became a billionaire, right, I would love to start up a building complex, but the catch is, right, it's only for the homeless and people who are in desperate need of it, right? Of course, like, the one rule is like shit like no drug, where it's like oh, it's a slip up. I'm like, I'm sorry, I could help you into rehab, but I gave you a chance, and look, I'm trying to help you, but you clearly don't want to change. I know, and I know that's hypocritical, or no, insensitive, because drugs are addicting, right? But it's like, look, if you have free food, free water, free whatever, right? The only thing I ask is that you keep it clear, and if you break something, you repay it, right? Where it's like, I can fix it for you, but then you would have to try and pay me back, right? It doesn't have to be at this moment, but, you know, like, just like, because I don't want them to rely on me forever. I just want them to have a head start to get their life in the right direction, you know? And it's like, my dumb brain can't tell what's the difference between someone lying, saying, oh yeah, we need a new place, we're homeless, whether, oh, they just moved out or whatever, right? Because I want to help people who, I guess I can't be picking and choosing, but it's like, if I let everyone in who just need a place compared to the homeless, then how am I going to help the homeless if all my tenants are just people who are doing all right? Because it's like, it's supposed to be a temporary thing, right? Where it's like, you can leave at your own time, but like, it's not free, right? Most of it is free, but I would, it's to, you get what I mean? To help people get in the right track, help them get dressed, help them shower. Like, imagine how many people I could help, right? And then I would end up getting fucking shanked because I was trying to prevent a mugging of one of the tenants and another different homeless man mugging my tenant because of, you know, he's like, need drugs, and I would end up bleeding trying to help people. Sorry, that's a savior complex, isn't it? I'm sorry. But if having a savior complex means actually helping people, then go ahead, call me egotistical, call me self-centered. At least I'd be doing something to help people. Because it's like, if I was like a millionaire, right, I'd pay for the water, the electricity, like the internet, they'd kind of have to get on their own, but like, kind of, I don't know, maybe do some fun little mini games, right? Do some dumb little mini games and win prizes. Like, if anyone can win, like, anyone can guess the number I'm thinking of first try, you get this 12-inch flat screen Samsung TV, right? But the catch is, You get one guess, or let's say you get 3 guesses per day, and every day my number changes. But it's not just that, like, kind of help them, right? Like, oh, they want to build a sandcastle, they want to... Just imagine closing down the fucking thing temporarily. Sorry, me and all the tenants are going out to the beach. Damn. Damn, it really is sounding like Savior Complex, isn't it? Fuck. But, like, kind of make it fun, you know? And because I'm paying for everything, they don't have to worry about rent. They just have to follow the rules, you know? And it's not like, oh, da-da-da, like... oh, that's getting violent, da-da-da, kick them out. It's more like, look, I want to know what's happening. I don't want to kick you guys out, but if I don't know what's going on, you're kind of forcing my hand, so we can either talk about this, we can talk this through and try and figure out what you're fucking fighting over, or if this keeps happening, you're gonna have to find somewhere else to go. So your choice, you know? Like, I want to help, but I'm such a lazy sloth of a person. Oh, that reminds me, right? I wanted to talk about this in the first episode, right? But sorry, this is, this is gonna sound fucking stupid, but like, I actually fed a homeless person outside like a convenience store like a year ago or so, and my brain was thinking of these dumb things of like, what would he like? Would he like this? Da da da. So I kind of just got him a couple of things that I enjoy and gave it to him and apologized like, oh no man, thanks. I really appreciate this. And I just worry about, like, because I'm a picky eater. I could never be fucking homeless. In the sense of, like, if I was, I would be such a picky eater, I would just starve to death. I could always become homeless. I'm not saying it's impossible, you know? This is our new world. Chapter 3. A new world. Oh, really? That's it? Damn, that's a nice bed. I would love to be fucking pounded and just absolutely fucking raw dog in that bed. Sweaty, gasping for air, feeling the sweat drip down my naked, sinful body. My body trembling as I can't get up, my legs becoming numb, as he just lets his cock hang and walks off, making a cup of tea for me and himself, as well as getting other things ready, getting dressed. He's like fully dressed and I'm still naked, trembling on the bed. As he gives me a smug smile, tormenting me, knowing damn well my body's aching, but in a pleasure way. I barely get any sleep that night. Every time I close my eyes, I'm afraid I'm missing something. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything to Exen. I could have kept my mouth shut. Would that have changed anything? I don't even know if it would stop the aliens if I could. If I would stop the aliens if I could. Golly! Oh, sorry. I'm just getting such... Why do I get so violent instance to stop biting things when I get excited or aroused? I think I used to draw bras alright, but I've definitely been lacking. Suddenly my phone buzzes and I jump out of my skin. It's not normal when you're so apprehensive that your own phone makes you jittery. Hopefully they have proper, like, underwear, because just the line straps kind of bother me. As well as, I don't necessarily like that design of, like, lingerie. I find it interesting that they even had, like, little things where you see the nipples poking. But, like, maybe if it was down to the waist, that would be forgivable, because I just don't like these designs. Who is it? My parents. They're probably worried. Is she... I might be going crazy, because I swear she usually has a white t-shirt. Am I crazy? We kick... Sorry. We quickly get dressed and I answer the call while moving to the living room. Erica, is it you? It's Pushpa. Of course it's me. Who else would answer my phone? The Tooth Fairy? Never mind all that. I'm so glad you haven't been abducted by aliens. I've heard they're really into abducting rich people like you. My mom has a bad habit of screaming into the phone like a banshee. I put it down on the couch and put the call on loudspeaker. I glance over at Sarah, who is trying to stifle a giggle at the scene. I'm fine, Mom. They only remove the richest people on Earth, and I'm definitely not one of them, so don't worry. Despite what you think, living in London doesn't automatically make me a millionaire. I hear another voice on the line. My dad chimes in. Nonsense. You must be rich to live in such an expensive town, like Reginald Trumpet Rich. Well, my father isn't entirely wrong about that first part. It's a wonder I'm able to afford this tiny old apartment with Sarah. She's actually the landlord. So, like, Mrs. Sarah's actually the landlord, and I'm using my body, but I don't know that, and any money I give to her, she takes it to spend on myself. Hi, Dad. Before he can reply, Mom cuts in and takes over the conversation again with an entirely new subject. How is your girlfriend, Sarah? Is she well? I turn red from embarrassment as I look at Sarah. She winks at me while doing a little jig. She is clearly enjoying my discomfort. Mom, she's not my girlfriend. We're just best friends who happen to share a tiny bed, have lived together for 2 years, and can finish each other's sentences. Are you sure? I thought you told me otherwise. Don't mind her, Pushpa. She's just being shy. I bet she hasn't even told you we got engaged yet. She gave me this gorgeous ring with this huge diamond and everything. I wish you could see it. Scolds Sarah. Sarah! Oh, don't get your feathers all ruffled. It's high time we made our grand debut as a couple. I've already clarified our relationship to them. You're my best friend, and that's it. Oh, come on now. Don't play coy with me, you saucy minx. Sarah saunters over and wraps her arms around me, pulling me in closer. Her body is so warm and inviting. I can't help but feel a tingle down my spine. Well, Sarah, what's gotten into you? Just trying to show you how much I adore you, you silly goose. She nuzzles her face against mine. Her breath tickles my ear. I can feel my cheeks flushing bright red. The wedding is next week, by the way. You're both invited, and don't worry about the dress code. It's a casual formal, so just wear your fanciest sweatpants. Oh my goodness! So I'm so excited! When did you two decide to get married? Erica, did you organize a marriage without telling us first? I'm not sure if I'm blushing because Sarah's funny advances or just turning red with anger at this whole misunderstanding she created. Either way, it's time to end this. We're not getting married. Sarah's just joking. Yet! I playfully kick Sarah, making her fall on the floor like a sack of potatoes. I check her, thinking that she could be hurt, but she's just laughing. So you're not getting married? No, Dad, don't worry. That's too bad. I was looking forward to it. Oh well, I'm sure we won't have to wait too much longer. I roll my eyes. Stay safe, my precious child, and don't talk to the aliens. They're evil, I'm sure of it. Well, it's a little too late for that. That's not something they need to know, though. Achievement unlocked, heart-shaped. As I end the call, my gaze falls upon Sarah, who's still lying on the ground. She looks up at me with her sparkling eyes and playfully forms a heart with her fingers. Do you think I won't pin you down on the floor and slobber all over your neck, leaving hickeys and lipstick marks? Do you think I won't kiss your stomach, licking my lips? You're a whole buffet and I haven't eaten in fucking weeks. Do not torment me. I will bite you. Emotionally and physically. Damn, drooling, just looking at you like this. Eat the rich. Nah, I'm gonna eat this bitch. Do you want me to finish you? Just try. I join her on the ground and we engage in a playful scuffle, as we often do for fun, but after a while we both collapse in exhaustion and decide to take a rest and cuddle on the couch. As my mind slowly comes back to reality, I can feel the weight of the current situation bearing down on me. It's as if for a moment I was able to escape it all, but now I've been brought right back to it. I'm going to walk in the park. I'm going for a walk in the park. Right now? Yeah, why not? The situation hasn't changed at all for a while now. It feels like the reporters are stuck in a time loop. I need to distract myself. I understand. Taking a break sounds like a good idea. You want me to come? Nah, I just want to think. So basically, I wouldn't be much company. I'll be back shortly. Aww. The birds startled me because, like, I'm getting a coldish or whatever, and like phlegm and like it's coming up my mouth, and I thought that was the noise of hitting the top of my gum. I'm like, okay, let's save. Okay, let me go to clear my nose. I'm back. My mother brought me some orange juice. Yay! But unfortunately, she didn't realize it had pulp in it. Boo. But it's not her fault. I'm not blaming her. I start my walk. The cool breeze hits me and I feel refreshed. I usually go walking around my flat when I need to think, but luckily one of the many London public parks is close enough for me to use when I need to switch things up. I like to immerse myself in nature. As I walk, I take in my surroundings. The sun is shining bright in the sky, casting a warm glow over the park. I get the result I wanted, to forget about this whole mess. I listen to the birds chirping. I smell some flowers, and it's all beautiful, especially now that everyone seems glued to the TV, waiting for the next alien move. I notice that there are very few people in the park, and that feels unnatural. It's beautiful because it's very peaceful, but it's also frightening. Is this how Earth would be if suddenly most of its population vanished? I try to shake off the thought as I continue my walk, hoping to find more signs of life. But instead, I see Exon appear in front of me. For a moment, I think I'm hallucinating. Exon, the alien? Here in a park? I raise my hand and I can't help but notice that it's shaking. Hello? Erica. Why are you here? I told you that I hoped to see you again. I saw you were walking alone. Nature is beautiful. Of course, nature is beautiful. I've always loved it, and it's nice to take a break every once in a while, to surround yourself with it. Right at that moment, a butterfly flies nearby and then lands on Exon's shoulder. I gasp in surprise and point at it. At first, Exon seems like their usual ice-cold self, but then I noticed their head turning towards the butterfly. Blam! Out of fucking existence. My smile broadens as I admire the delicate creature resting on Exon's gentle hand. Ew, a bug! It seems to feel comfortable with them. And if they belong to nature too. Isn't she beautiful? Exon doesn't answer, but they keep their gaze fixed on the butterfly until it finally flies away. Some people need to drive at high speed or do other dangerous things to feel alive, but I'm content just being able to contemplate nature. Simply things like observing a butterfly up close are enough to make my day. Exon remains silent, but I can tell that even they were moved by the butterfly's beauty. Do they have butterflies where they come from? Before I can ask, Exon interrupted my thoughts. Yet you choose to live in a city like this, full of pollution, traffic, and buildings. I was forced to. At my previous job, I was a personal shopper for CEOs. It's complicated, but long story short, I needed to be here to work. Most people are forced to live in places they don't like for their job. I'm sure many would prefer to live in the green area, less noise and pollution, but they simply can't. They can't live the life they want because they need to earn money. Oh, she's getting mad. Oh, it was nice to meet you again. I think I'll be on my way. She kind of like a cartoon, she grabbed the back of my collar and it like stretches, not letting me go anywhere. Yes, but I wanted to talk about the progress that's been made on my mission to fix Earth. Oh, about that. You're not actually planning on following through with it, are you? I don't understand what you mean. You mentioned that you would be... You mentioned that there would be two individuals involved tonight instead of just one. Your intentions are to frighten people, correct? No, my goal is to inspire change. If fear is the only means to achieve it, then so be it. But I hope to see you again, Erica. And with that, they're gone. Probably having teleported back to their spaceship. They might still be looking at me from above, though. I don't feel relaxed anymore, so I decided to head back home. This is drawing on the line of, how is this not porn? I remind myself to not breathe a word. I remind myself not to breathe a word of this to Sarah. If she found out, she'd think I'm crazy, talking about aliens following me around the park. Besides, she can't keep a secret. If she blabbed about my meeting with Exon, others could start to think I'm helping them. They might even start suspecting me of being an alien in disguise. It's better to stay silent. Sup, my powder queen? As I walk into the flat, I see Sarah sleeping on the couch. I sit beside her, gently kissing her forehead. She wakes up. They've killed them already? I shake my head and stroke her cheek as I cuddle next to her. Sleeping is a good idea, and I could use some help with that right now. I turn on the TV and I see that everyone is still talking about the aliens. It seems that they are just as overwhelmed as we are. We both lay on their couch, tired and drained. Eventually we succumb to sleep. But the TV stays on and the news continues interviewing every relevant person they can find. When I get up, I pour food for Matillo. He ignores it, instead following me with my cereal back to the couch. You fucking bastard! You absolute fucking bastard! I gave you food. What more do you want? This milk isn't good for you. Go eat your food. Every fucking time you wake me up to make you food at fucking 3 a.m. and then when I make you food, you follow me back when I make myself something to eat that you woken me up for. You ungrateful little shit. I love you, you're adorable, but you're a bastard as well. He brings me a balled up recipe asking me to play, but I just toss it and refocus on the TV. Sorry, Matilda, it's no time to be playing around. I am Ada! Commander the Thor! Also, don't on the mic! You stink, Vader! How would you step in my shower? And then feel the might of the Reich power. I don't even know what the lyrics are. Just... Military man. You could have just said officer. Man, is that a woman or a guy? Oh, it says man. I would have never told, you know, because people these days, you know, you misjudge them and then suddenly you're called a bigot and a creep. We are wasting time here. I don't know why the politicians don't see that. We should attack the ship and destroy it before they can kill anyone else. It's obvious they're hostile. Why should we treat them any different than terrorists? I thought they said tourists. I'm like, what did you do to the tourists? Do you think our technology can compete? There's plenty we haven't shared with the public. I think it's about time we use it. I swallow at that threat. Who's to say that the aliens won't turn our weapons back on us, or do worse in retaliation? I disagree entirely. Big shock there, because we don't know what their technology is capable of. Attacking them could be disastrous. We all know, no matter what our roles in society, that upsetting a person with more technology without at least getting a good grasp of what we're up against is a losing plan. Damn! The military man scoffs, but when the news cuts to a crowd of people on the street, a shaggy-looking person with dreads holds up a sign that says, "Defund the rich." You know, with how they treated Shaggy in the Velma series, I wouldn't be surprised if this was him. I do like the Avengers shirt though. I see that you all have decided to rally. Want to tell us what this is about? These aliens are saying what those in poverty have been saying for years. With every election, the poor get poorer, while the rich find new ways to cut their taxes and hold on to the money they never spend. I mean, how do you expect rich people to be rich? By spending their money? Please. While people starve in the streets, they've told it's their fault. That if they just get themselves a job, they'll be fine. That hasn't been true in a long time. Those that make minimum wage have to shack up with at least 4 people to afford 1-bedroom flat. If we keep this up, everyone in the middle class and below is going to end up being exploited to the point where they might as well be slaves. And our rich overlords will still try to tell us it's our fault. Damn. I shake my head and flip the channel, but it's more of the same. Some of the more hostile people say that we shouldn't wait for the aliens to fix our problems, that we should kill the capitalist pigs and redistribute their funds. But don't you see the problem with that? They said they're going to kill the richest people. If you distribute everything evenly, then you're all rich and then you're all dead. Others urge people to share their wealth, to take this as a sign that their charity donations aren't doing enough. Some businesses are planning to give huge increases in wages all the way down, and today they're proving that good will be giving overdue bonuses to employees. Is that the Pope? Then every station flips to the Pope. It's Sunday, so I expect a sermon, but he simply folds his arms. Are they allowed to show the Pope in a horny visual novel? I don't think it'd be much appreciated about such sinful, lustful designs. But I guess it's more on the user. It's not the designs that are lustful, it's our souls themselves. We know that our Lord and Savior has found ways to test his followers since the dawn of time. His Son, Jesus Christ, showed us that money is not the way to happiness. Trusting in the church, in community, in farmings, in making things for ourselves is all we need. I urge the devout to remember this and turn over all funds to start society anew. This is merely the newest form of Noah and the flood. Sarah sits next to me. Everyone has an opinion. Did you expect any different? I don't know what to think, and we don't have even a tenth of what these billionaires and CEOs have. I know, I don't agree. I don't agree with Mr. Pope. Pope is the title he has, not his name. Sarah waves my comment away and tosses one of Martello's toys. He attacks it, kills it with his hind legs, and then trots back over with it between his teeth. There's pride on his face as he drops it for Sarah. I'm just saying that I think the Pope sees it through the lens of the Bible. What worked those thousands of years ago just won't work now. I mean, you can't get land and materials for a house or farming without money. Yeah, maybe Martello here needs to teach us how to live. She throws the toy again. Eating when someone takes pity on us and feeds us, sleeping all day and enjoying ourselves with whatever toy comes along. He does live a charmed life. Sarah nods and we play fetch until Matilda decides he just wants to rip up the paper. I sigh and rub my forehead. A migraine is already setting in. But out of curiosity, if you were one of those rich, swanky men, what would you do? Give away everything. I wouldn't want to risk it. Sarah looks at me strangely. I pet Martello and he chirps. I'd give away almost everything and only keep what I'd need for a decent life. We could get a 2-bedroom house paid almost all the way off. Maybe get a used car, keep enough in saving just in case Martello needs a vet or one of us gets laid off. And that's it. Really? You wouldn't keep like a year's worth of salary? You wouldn't keep a few million just in case? That doesn't sound right. Those people have so much money that even us having a whole house or a luxurious apartment in London's centre would be nothing compared to what they have. I know, but if I keep just enough for 6 months of bills or even a year's worth, if I'm going to be greedy after everything I listed, we would still have an amazing life. Sarah considers it. So you don't need the fancies. The expensive dinners we can only dream of, the life of at home and never work lifestyle? I'd go crazy without work. She laughs and nods. We both know it's true. I'd give a lot to my parents and to the shelters around here and some other places where people really need the money. It's not like we'd be beggars and the money can do more good for others. Okay, this character's fucking scaring me a little bit because she is saying how my heart feels and I feel vulnerable because it's making me uncomfortable of how accurate how I feel of what I would do. And it's making me very nervous that she's reading my soul. Because it's like, I know it talked about this, but it's like, this is what I would want, right? And I say want because money can change people, and I'm scared that, you know, only if I get a taste of a little bit, I would want more and more and become greedy, and then I'm no good like the rest of the fucking billionaires, right? But like, I'm like, I was fucking shocked at, I was watching a video of like a VTuber reacting to like, what, DJ Khaled's mansion, and I am fucking baffled, absolutely baffled, bewildered even, that you would need that much fucking room. Like, in no way, I feel like, sure, I would want to make a custom house, but not a fucking mansion. So like, I feel like, right? So I would want the basics of like, the basics, right? Of lounge room, kitchen, a bedroom for each family. So let's say like, me, my 2 brothers, me, my 2 brothers and mom. That's 4 bedrooms, right? And I'd at least want like maybe 3 or 4 extra spare rooms, right? Then I would want an extra kink room, you know, an extra kink room, just for my erotic fantasies where the nasty is done. I would also want a collection room for all my U2s and collectibles, so I have places to put them. I would also want, sorry, let me start, right? So room, lounge room, kitchen, bathroom, 2 toilets. That's 5 rooms. Me, mom, 2 brothers. That's 9 rooms. At least 2 bathrooms, or maybe each room can have a bathroom. Let's say 2 bathrooms. That's 11. Then that's 3 extra spare rooms. Then a kink room, collector's room, gaming room, whether it's shared or 2 separate ones. Maybe an extra room. That's like 20 rooms. Extra room for mother, for whatever she wants to read by herself, whatever. Sorry, I know that sounds a lot, but I would imagine each room would have its own toilet, you know? So about 18 rooms, right? That's what I would want. And I know now that's sounding a lot, but I would like maybe just 2, maybe I can cut most of that down, right? So a room for, okay, definitely kitchen and lounge room. That'll be like kind of what we have now, kind of just a walking distance. That's 1 room. My brothers and mom, that's 4 rooms. Me, not counting toilets, because I imagine toilets would already have in each room. Collector's room, gaming room, which could be shared. We take turns of whatever. And the extra 3, maybe, so like 11 rooms, right? That way, spare rooms, right? So that cuts down like half of it. I just want to make a custom perfect house. I don't want a mansion. I just want, because like I just, you know, maybe do something with the backyard. Sorry, I was spacing out, but like, I don't want to spend it on fucking luxury limos, right? I could fucking go on a spending spree and have so many, like, U2's figures, but not being able to, like, do anything with them. A gaming room would be great for not only like being able to stream like PC, because I feel like PlayStation will be like with me, right, in my room, but PC stuff would be in the gaming room, as well as like VR games and stuff, so there's enough room. But like I would want the kink room to be massive, right? Because like, you know, there's like a double, whatever king or queen, whatever's the biggest, right? Like everywhere you look has different types of gears, toys, costumes, roleplay, cosplay, you know? Custom made toys that I personally would use my money on, so I can have my own little erotic role plays more accurate. Sorry, my brain went to a very horny place. What was I talking about? And it's like, I guess I shouldn't hesitate, because I was like, I would want to help with people in poverty, but then it's like people right? People, what is it? Like, help children with cancer. It's like, I don't know if people are gonna pocket most of that, and barely enough will be, you know? Because, like, if I give someone on the street $1 million, where exactly are they gonna do it? Or, you know, put it? They could, you know, they could get robbed. I doubt anyone would want to, like, well, I guess shops are open for anyone, right? So even if they smell and shit, if they have the money, they could buy shit. Oh, sorry. You know what I would kind of put my money in if I was rich? So, like, you know those things in, like, oh, I don't know if you guys have it wherever you are, but I've only seen it a couple times, and it's basically, like, when you go to the beach or whatever, right? There's these kind of outside showers that have cold water, but wash off all the sand and gunk and shit. Kind of have that, and, like, have, like, I mean, they would have to have it, like, I don't know, like, sorry, I'm putting too much thought into a dumb question, but, like, I was gonna say, of course they'd have their clothes on, but I guess technically if you had covers and shit, you could probably get washed and dressed. I'd probably get, like, proper shampoo, but not soap, only because wouldn't it be weird having this used soap with a bunch of different homeless people using it? Like, I know it's a clean, but, like, eventually it's soap, it's not gonna get dirty. Sorry, I'm really overthinking this fucking thing. My brain's spaced out for, like, maybe a minute or so. Wait, what was the last thing? The news agrees with us. Politicians, economists, international relation officers, and so on are all urging the wealthiest 1% to donate funds to legitimate charities, to spend the funds out over shelters that need assistance, to give to creators, friends, and low-income communities. And while many celebrities are doing just that, there are some business owners, some trust fund babies, and even some designers that are hesitant. What the fuck is Gabe Newell doing here? The CEO of video game company, Gabe Honeywell, speaks up. Gabe Newell, what are you doing on my TV? Is this a sign from above? From the heavens themselves? Invest in shitty video games and maybe Half-Life 3 will be released? Portal, Left 4 Dead 3? Team Fortress 3? Please give me a sign. Heavenly Newell. Are they allowed to use their likeness? Imagine, like, someone moderating, like, yeah, vision novel, titties, yep, lesbians. Gabe, no, what the fuck are you doing here? Gabe, no. He is not pleased to be in this game. How do we actually know what information the aliens have access to? Gregor Tusk was an idiot who admitted he was the wealthiest person, and so he was dealt with. I realize who Tusk is meant to be, my bad. For them to be able to come up with a cohesive list that covers everyone in the world is something even a hacker couldn't do. Even one that belongs to an organization like the FBI. So you aren't worried? Sure, I'm a CEO of my company, but that doesn't mean the profits are mine. I have employees to pay, artists to pay, and of course my partners and shareholders all get a cut. Then there's distributors, the scriptwriters. Looking at the big picture, a lot of that money doesn't go to me. I'm sure there are plenty of people in the world who are wealthier. Heavenly Null, my beloved. Just smudging. I could hear my character smudging the TV as I just slide my hands down, smudging the screen. Hey, that's a fucking old TV. Can you not smudge it? Cleaning is gonna be a bitch without breaking it. Others seem to be thinking along the same lines. Some celebrities are willing to take the risk. Sure that people like professional athletes make more than them. It's a constant sliding scale of people who aren't sure where they stand and aren't willing to give up what they feel they've earned. It kind of reminds me of that. Oh, sorry, I thought I was reading that the news check. Yeah, whatever. It kind of reminds me of that American show, Survivor. I stare at her. What? I mean, people keep guessing who's going to be voted off. There are presidents, dictators, celebrities, CEOs. I know it's morbid, but I'm kind of excited to find out what's going to happen. Come on. They're all risking their lives. It's crazy if you think about it. How can you be sure they're not the richest? As Gabe said, no one can really know. It's like the game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with a deadly twist. I thought you said Survivor. It's a mix of the two. Who will be the wealthiest one to bite the dust tonight? Tune in to find out. Sarah imitates the voice of a game show host, and I know she's just trying to lighten the mood, but it's a bit much, especially when people's lives are actually on the line. Before I can finish, Exon's voice comes in over the TV. Then the video cuts to Exon on the spaceship I remember too well. Sarah flicks through the channels curiously. Even the Spanish channels are showing the same feed. Interestingly, though, Exon's words come through in the appropriate language. We settle on an English channel to make it easier for us to understand. Interesting. So, Spanish channel, it comes in through Spanish. Interesting. In 2 hours, the 2 richest people on Earth will die. You still have a short time to fix this. We advise that you show initiative to spare yourself and better the lives of those around you. Just like that, it's back to normal TV. We are utterly fucked. Just like that, it's back to normal TV. Well, the new normal. People keep guessing and Sarah joins in, trying to figure out who it could be. The news spends time interviewing rich people and celebrities. It seems like there's a 60-40 split on whether people should disperse their funds or take the chance that someone's rich. I don't understand. You'd rather gamble your life than fucking spend and donate your money. I mean, yeah, I do make 14 billion, but someone could make 30 billion, so I think I'm fine to keep it to myself. It's a gamble I'm willing to take. What the fuck are you on about? And of course, because the news wouldn't be complete without a poll, we're asked to text in who we think will be the one of the two. I snort. This isn't some game. Yeah, it kinda is. A morbid one, but it's still a game. At least we don't have to worry about it being us. You two, you are next. Fuck. Just as the station is about to reveal the graph, Exon comes back on TV. They simply stand in front of the camera. Their time has come. Many of you have questions, I'm sure, about how we are able to determine who is selected. There's a long pause, but Sarah just watches, her food half in her mouth. To clarify, we have access to every stored bit of knowledge contained in your computers and your technology on top of what is shared via phone. We use all of what your governments and industries have put in place. There is no level of encryption that we cannot break. You cannot beat us. You cannot beat us, you cannot beat us, you cannot beat us, you cannot beat us. Sarah drops her food. I'm so tempted to smash my phone right now. Sarah's face turns as red as a fire truck. If they have access to all of our info, then they can see those pics that I took. You're going to have to clarify what you mean by those pics. You have a pretty generous collection of pictures of yourself that I'd consider compromising. Sarah's face somehow turns even redder. I mean, yeah, but most of those are at least classy. The ones I'm talking about. You have to know which ones I'm talking about, and I swear I'll never put a carrot in there again. You know, I can't blame her. I have had some questionable lewd thoughts myself about items that shouldn't be in places they shouldn't be. I can't hold back the fit of laughter that bubbles to the surface. Somehow, Sarah being so embarrassed over some pictures she took while she was drunk seems silly in the face of everything that's going on. Does she really think the aliens are going to care? If she ever actually met Exon, she'd probably realize that they aren't exactly fun enough to fixate on that sort of thing. At least, that's the impression I got. I guess I don't know that for sure, though. My wondering is cut short when Exon's voice brings me back to the situation at hand. We have determined the next two names. There's a long pause. We could hear a pin drop down the road if we listened hard enough. I gulp and take Sarah's hand tightly. I don't feel ready to hear this. I don't want to a repeat of what Gregor went through, even if he was argumentative and hostile. Exon waves their hands slowly. One person teleports to the ship wearing a nearly see-through robe and a sexy nightgown. She gasps and looks around, foam still on her face from brushing her teeth. The dark-skinned man shows up next to her. He's wearing boxers and has lipstick marks on his chest. He's slightly hard, but as he realizes where he is, that problem goes down immediately. Sarah chokes on her spit. They can teleport anyone into their ship whenever they want from anywhere? The threat of chaos is softened when Exon announces who they are. This is Johann Conrad, ex-military, now president. After some convincing, despite your many crimes, you have accumulated more wealth than most, even if it is in items and in places rather than your bank. Isn't that the guy who starves his citizens if they refuse to work, if I'm remembering right? He killed an entire population of people because he said they were dragging the rest of them down. Sarah can't answer before he becomes a fine mist. There's nothing left of him after Exon snaps their fingers. They're gone entirely. If any molecules remain, it's not enough to make a person. I can hear people in the other apartment cheer. Some of the noise even comes from the surrounding buildings. It's that loud, I guess it makes sense. He was hated for a good reason. Sarah shows me a few live streams on her phone where YouTubers and influencers are happily arguing with this and agreeing and supporting the choice to eliminate him. So many people wanted him dead. But I know we're not done, and so does Sarah when her attention goes back to the TV screen. She gasps suddenly. Sorry. I just think of that one fucking meme where it's like, with Sarah looking at her phone. I just think of that one meme where it's like the Walmart live stream and the guy looks on his phone and it's like, for a split second he points at the fucking phone and like turns into like a Wojak. or whatever the fuck they're called. She gasps suddenly. I know her! Oh. Sorry. And this is Vera Gozley. The woman tries to scurry away. As her mascara drags down her face, she sobs. My chest aches for her. She's just an owner of a fashion chain. Clothing, perfume, lotions, hair products. She even makes art that empowers women. She sniffs and reaches for Exen. Please, I'm not a bad person. People love my products and I want to empower women. I have sales, I donate to charity, I cultivate ideas from everyone and pay them for their contributions. Exen only watches her as she begs. I worked so hard to get to where I am. Please don't punish me for giving back. Please don't punish me for suddenly being at the top. Exen isn't moving. They don't even blink, their voice stays monotone. It was because you made such donations, and they're still in the top 2 that were allotted more time. You did nothing with that extra kindness. That tells me that you were trying to give the bare minimum to avoid being in the top 2. I'm sorry. I'm so confused. Donating to stop... I'm so fucking confused. Bare minimum to avoid being in the top 2. Ain't that what they donated, you still fucking lose? But you said... You did not take this seriously and failed to understand the reason why. Therefore, the consequences will be carried out. With that, she becomes mist as well, thick and obvious like ash at first, but then she sweeps away, spreading through the air. Sarah squeezes my hand, and I see the what the fuck look on her face. She liked Vera Gonzalez. She even owns some of the collectibles that Vera always made cheap so everyone could purchase them. I wrap my arm around her and rub her shoulders. Exen turns to the camera, their expression cold and calculated. They begin to speak, their words directed towards the public. We recently did some calculations. A pre-recorded movie starts playing on screen as they speak. The footage shows a rural village in Africa with families and starving children. With that amount of money that Vera earned in one day, over 1,500 families like this could have received food and water for one full month. Does this sound just to you? To us, it does not. Exen continues, their tone devoid of emotion. As long as there is this much disparity in your world, there cannot be a true equality and happiness. Thus, drastic measures must be taken. Vera was not the worst person on this planet. What happened here does not erase the good that she did with her power. But it also doesn't change the fact that she was a part of the problem. She was well aware of how much she was earning. She could have done so much more, and yet, even with her life on the line, she did nothing. A tiny bit of charity won't save you. We do not make our choice based on the character of the individual we take. We select names based on the amount of wealth they have, and we have stated clearly from the start. What we are going to do here is not a joke. I hope today has proven that to you, but just in case it hasn't, in case you still don't understand how serious we are, tomorrow we will eliminate the 3 richest people in the world. Sarah whimpers as I squeeze her tightly. Also, we have discovered evidence that the military has been planning to strike against us. As of now, all nuclear devices are offline. Any other measures taken to harm our ship should be abandoned. Should you attack, you will not be spared. The TV actually goes black. I flick through the channels, but there's nothing there for a solid 5 minutes. When our local news comes back on, the news anchor looks horrified despite the retail smile. She doesn't look horrified. We're so fucked. I can't argue. Exon has made that much clear. We are completely at their mercy. Our world is over. Now we have to be obedient or we will be destroyed. No mercy. The next day I'm up earlier than I've ever been. Sleep keeps getting harder, even though I'm not worried about anyone I care about. I don't love the idea of more people dying, and the news and TV sitcom reruns just make me feel uncomfortable. Oh, it's the Pope again. The news is currently covering stories about churches making more donations and the Pope's resignation. I'm not entirely surprised about that. Apparently he's planning to shepherd people through the hardship of embracing their new wild lives. I'm kind of confused, right? Because I know it's not easy, like, becoming a Pope, but I thought Popes were just a evolved priest. How do you become a Pope? Because there's only one Pope, right? If that Pope passes away, is there no more Pope, or is like, it's my turn with the Pope stick? You had your turn. Don't touch the Pope stick. It's my fucking turn. Back off. I'm holding the Pope stick. It's my turn to be the Pope. The news is currently covering story. Shepherd people through the hardship of embracing their new wild lives. After that, the actual morning news, as in the news program that usually ran in this time slot before all the craziness, crackles on in full. We have seen record donations to homeless shelters and low-income communities. People are selling their prized possessions, everything from game console to computers and TVs, all for mere pounds. Things like cars are being donated and scrapped too. It seems that even those who are not at risk from the invaders are eager to part with anything non-essential that may put them at risk. They're killing the rich. We should be fine. The news shows people living in mansions allowing others to come live there with them. That's on top of paying to feed them and give them huge amounts of money for cleaning or helping out. Homelessness shelters are being overwhelmed with food and money donations. They're happily spreading around as much as they can. Well, not the money, but the essential items they buy with that money. I shake my head at the TV. A lot of this seems good, but I still can't help but feel divided about how we've gotten here. In light of results of last night, the public seems to be divided. Same public, same. Same public, same. Here we show Will Paris, who describes himself as an advocate for the aliens. The guy with the dreads from yesterday is back. I gotta sneeze. It's like trying to jumpstart a fucking chainsaw down my chest. That fucking hurt. Will perish, more like will punish me, please. It took an intergalactic intervention to prove that we've been on the wrong path as a society. We can't ignore this chance to correct it. People cheer behind him. The hypocrisy, the lies about trickling down economics, it all has to stop here. We will no longer endure that tired script that the government and the wealthy have been feeding us. We know they don't care. We've known for a long time. Is it bad that I kind of imagine him with a Jamaican accent, but I don't want to fucking fuck up the Jamaican accent, so I'm just not giving him one. But now, the fact is completely exposed. We can see the corruption down to its roots. These aliens are our saviors because without them, we would never have realized how wealthy these people really are. They can lose 99% of their money and still be better off than half the population. They're so used to their position above the rest of us that it took death threats to get them to part with even a fraction of their money. And even now, they only donate enough to stay out of the top 3. They don't love us, and they do not have our best interests at heart. If or when our saviors leave, they will climb right back up if we let them. I hear something going on outside and walk to the window. High-end stores aren't charging for things. They're doing giveaways which have people rioting and trying to force other business owners to do the same, no matter how small their business is. Robberies, revolts, cars being set on fire, people screaming for change. This chaos is taking over the world. Donation centers are set up, and the money is just spread out without question now. I see the homeless woman I helped out before Exxon beamed me up take some money, walk into the convenience store and buy cigarettes and food. She also gets some cat food. I see her take it down an alley. Other people just blow the money on liquor and take it and run. Some even burn the cash. Whoa, sorry. You startled me. Forgot how good you look. Pretty. Sorry, gorgeous. Hey. Jesus! Sorry. I jump and turn to face her. I woke up and she wasn't in bed, so I assumed she was already at work. I thought you'd left. I only went there to tell them that I quit. You quit? Why? Sarah shrugs and looks out the window with me. What's the point of working right now? What's the point in working right now? Landlords like ours are dropping rent like crazy, and we can basically get what we want without money. Also, just look at what's happening out there. I keep watching as the rest of the money gets passed out. Once it's gone, people start barking about where the next donation center is and move on. In their wake is trash, broken windows, and the smoldering remains of whatever objects happened to offend the people who burnt them. Yeah, it seems safer to be inside for now, at least until we know that this crowd has really moved on. A moment of silence passes between us before Sarah makes a bit of a confession. I also quit because I didn't feel like going back to a job I hate. I think she thinks I'm going to judge her for that, but I'm not. I get it. Whoa! Holy! Golly! I'm not completely ready to quit my own job because I'm looking forward to that little bit of normalcy it provides, but if I could have afforded to quit before all this, I would have, in a heartbeat. Just as I'm about to get ready for work, I get an email via my phone telling me I've been fired. It's shocking and abrupt. I can't believe I didn't even get a say in the matter. Well, it looks like we're both jobless right now. I'm sorry, Kai. I know you hated your job too, but having it end like that is awful. I guess, to be honest, I'm not sure how to feel about this. Golly! You heard of old bark, no bite? Nah, bitch, I'm old bite, no bark! At least close the windows. Because it's like, as much as I'm a kinky freak myself, I can't really imagine doing things in public. I mean, sure, I had maybe some erotic thoughts about stuff like in the movie theater, in a dark alley with bustling people in light, like the dark alley. But it's like, when you think about it, it's all gross. You don't know what's been there, you don't know who's there. But like, sometimes I think about using certain remote controlled toys in public and handing off the remote to my future significant other, hoping that they, you know, are able to like control themselves. Because whenever I talk about this, people are so boring because they said they would constantly use it in public. And if you're doing it constantly, where's the surprise and shock? It's boring like that. I wonder if there's wireless toys like that. So like, oh yeah, I'm out in public and my significant other is at home. He presses a button and just jolt down my or up my spine. As I gaze out the window, a moment of stillness envelops us. Suddenly, the warmth of Sarah's embrace envelops me as she wraps her arms around my waist and places delicate kisses upon my neck. Young, cute, and jobless? That's us. Stop it! I gently silence her with a touch. In that moment, I am grateful for her presence. She brings me a sense of calm and reassurance in the uncertain world. Again! You're saying these are best friends? No romantic tension? Two guys would be gay. But this? Nah. I don't know how I feel about that top. I feel like maybe cover a little bit more of the bottom or upper torso. Sorry. I take her hand in mine and give it a gentle squeeze, offering it as a silent expression of gratitude for her being by my side. Oh, another erotic thing I thought about, you know, blowing someone under a table while there's other people and just have him try and pretend nothing's happening. That type of, like, stuff like that, like in public, but I could never actually do it. Because I would get pissy about my knees hurting, and then I would be a very sadistic dom mommy bitch about demanding him kissing my legs better, and then gently kicking him away, calling him pathetic, such a peasant. You know, shit like that, like kicking him firmly in the stomach repeatedly before he grabs my leg, then kicking him in the chin, calling him a worm for being so firm without my permission. He should just stay beneath me like the worm dirt he is. Myrtillo rubs against our legs. Waving and meowing happily, I go into the kitchen to give him some more cat food before getting back to Sarah. She turns her head and asks me a question. What do you think about this whole situation? It's madness. Because the dude on the news has a point. It's not because they want to. They're trying to spare themselves. It's madness. Sarah rubs the small of my back as I join her at the window again. I shake my head slowly. This can't work. Sarah looks at her phone, but I can't stop thinking about how fragile society really is. If no one has to work to earn money, or they're too scared to earn money, then we're going to lose everything we've come to know. No one's going to do something if they don't want to do it for free. But we still need things like garbage men, utility workers, customer support, manufacturing, and so on. We depend on them for basic upkeep. And what about people who work at power stations, the people who provide us with food? Society has found itself on a slippery slope, and I can see us slipping right off of it. It won't work. You don't think we should give it a chance? We are proof of what's going to happen, Sarah. I just got fired and you just quit. How long until people who keep our power going follow suit? We could figure it out. If we had time, but we don't, because the aliens don't understand our society. They have to be stopped. Upon hearing my words, Sarah gasped and put her hand over my mouth. There's a deeply concerned expression on her face. I know that she's cute I know that she's cute when she worries about me is the wrong takeaway from this, but that's where my brain goes. Shh! Keep your voice down. They can hear us through our phones. Oh, you're trying to distract me from my worries? I mean, usually I don't prefer to be the submissive one, but maybe if you're lucky, and if you behave properly, I'll let you dig your fangs into this succulent, soft meat of mine. Such a feral animal you are. But it's not like I love you any less. But if I get any sores or wounds, there's going to be hell to pay, I swear. Just a warning. As I turn my gaze towards sweet Sarah, I can't help but notice how close our faces are. Her dreamy eyes sparkle as she looks at me, and I start wondering what's on her mind. I feel like there's not much time left, and there's something Someone knocks on our door, and Sarah stops talking immediately. We both freeze up a little because nobody knocks on our door. They don't have a reason to. After a moment, someone blocks our windows and the door bursts open. We stumble back towards the couch as our little cat runs and hides, not willing to be around other people, especially strangers that are breaking into our apartment. Sarah keeps a tight grip on my hand, and I refuse to let go. I refuse to let her go as I look between the people. Who the fuck are you? You think you're cute and fine? You can bust into my fucking door while I'm having a loving moment with my platonic gay partner roommate? Get the fuck out. No, seriously, get the fuck out. I will not be having people barging into my fucking home while I'm having a horny moment. I have too much on my mind. Get the fuck out of my house. I mean, it's actually my apartment. Are we really doing this right now? I mean, I thought it'd clear it up a bit, honest. People barge into your apartment and you're worried about whose it is. Can we not talk about this right now? Shut the fuck up! Not done talking with you. Look, can we not have a disagreement right now? Wendy's. I was gonna say, like, when these animals burst through the door, and then it's just like it might come off as a not too kind thing to say, but I meant more as in ruffians. That's the word, you know, busting through my door. I didn't mean anything bad by, you get what I mean. It was just a slip up. I promise I'm not racist. My cat's quarter black. Looks at the cat. It's completely ginger. A woman walks in, adjusting her sleeves before taking a proper look at me. I think they're, you know, that is not helpful amount. That is not this. That is not a helpful amount of information. The woman clears her throat as two people walk out of the room. They shut the door behind them, trapping us inside with at least 3 other people besides this. Sorry. Let me retry that. I feel a little scandalous. She's fully dressed. We're not. Well, I mean, it's our home. I guess you're right. The woman clears her throat as 2 people walk out of the room. They shut the door behind them, trapping us inside with at least 3 other people besides this woman. They say close the door, but I imagine they fucking... I'm just thinking of like a moving out game where they bust down the fucking door and try to pull it back up and it just falls as they leave. I'm a special... I'm Special Agent Castillo with MI-16 or MI6. I'm here to speak with Erica since our understanding that she was the first person to come in contact with the aliens. I shoot a glare at Sarah. Did you tell someone? Sarah shrinks into the couch. I might have mentioned it to someone at my job. But I didn't give them your name. I just said my roommate. I would appreciate it if you would follow us to our headquarters. You could have called or sent a letter? Given the current lack of privacy, we can't use regular communication channels. Being cautious is better than allowing our guests to overhear anything. We both stand. One of the men takes away Sarah's phone and then pats my pockets down before finding and taking mine. They leave the phone inside the apartment as we're carted off to where the headquarters are. I don't feel comfortable, a big buff man patting me down. Well, my gay platonic roommate, probably lover, marriage, husband, wife, is right next to me. Can we at least change clothes? I feel very revealing in this outfit. Is that the outfit she wears to sniff people? We can't really see where we're going, and I don't even consider talking about anything with so many ears listening in. Once we arrive, Sarah and I are separated, but I know better than to say anything about that. Castillo glares at me from her side of the desk. As I glance around the office, I feel a sudden jolt of nostalgia. The office looks like a set from the 1960s noir film, with dark shadows and vintage furniture. It's hard to believe that this is where a modern secret agent works. Castillo catches my curious look and gives me a short laugh. I have a thing for old style. It suits me. It suits me better. But then her smile fades and she leans forward, her eyes narrowing into slits. But let's get to the point. So you had warning that they were coming? No? Then explain why you were chosen. That's the thing. I don't really get it. I didn't send up signals with a ham radio or anything like that. Castillo narrows her eyes at me. I stare right back. I'm not hiding anything. She proceeds to attack me with a question like why I offered myself to them, how I knew they were coming, and why I didn't tell anyone. And when I keep giving the same answer, she finally sits and folds her hands under her chin. As she watches me, someone comes in and she orders tea for both of us. So explain it to me. I gave money to a homeless woman on my way home from work, and then the next moment I was on their airship. They asked me some questions about money and they sent me back down. I try to keep it as simple as possible. I just want to get out of here and away from all this. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know they were going to do any of this. Castillo taps a finger on her desk as she considers what I've said. It goes on for a while, to the point where my mind starts to wander. Keep it professional. She eventually starts talking again. I keep answering all her questions with complete honesty, but in the back of my mind I can't help but worry. What if they think I'm some kind of alien accomplice? They can't seriously suspect I'm somehow involved in this, right? I don't want to end up in jail for just talking with an alien. I quickly realize I need to get a better handle on my thoughts. Despite desperate pleas are not going to help me here. I need to stay calm. I try my best to sound like a reasonable human being as we continue. At last, Castillo seems satisfied with my response. I breathe a sigh of relief, but just as I start to relax, she drops a bombshell. I need you to meet with the aliens again. What? We need to know if they have any weaknesses. If that fails, we need them to leave. You don't know what you're asking me to do! I'm asking you to save the world. There's no way that our society can handle this. You've seen the riots, and this is only day 3. What's going to be left after a week? A month? She has a point, but I still hesitate. Exon and the other aliens obviously don't have any issues killing people, or doing whatever you call what they do to remove people from existence. I guess I don't technically know that it's the same thing. I don't think Exon would hurt me. They were so polite when we first encountered each other, and they said they wanted to see me again, but what if I'm wrong? Or what if they found out I was sent to spy on them? Exon might not be so polite then. Maybe I deserve to be eliminated. My explanation is what started all of this. After all, I couldn't predict things would go this way, but I still feel guilty for getting involved. I don't have to say anything. I could have been quiet. To be clear, you wouldn't be able to take any technical devices with you. You also can't share any information with anyone else. That includes Sarah. I figured that would be the case. This isn't just to keep things a secret on our end. It's for your own good as well. You are both at risk. If things continue to spiral, how long do you think it will be until someone remembers what Sarah said and decided to take out what's happening on the two of you? That settles it. I'll do it. Smashing. Now, we're going to ask you to stay with us for a little while. We have some more decisions to make, and it seems unwise to send you back into that madness. In the meantime, it's gotten dangerous. What about Martello? Sorry, there can't be any cats in the apartment. Fuck your apartment! I want my fucking cat, and I want my platonic girlfriend! And considering how much we will be relying on you in the near future, your safety is a priority. I don't know what to say to that. Sarah's in the other room. Please, go ahead. Oh, other room. Fucking how kind of you. What other room? There's fucking 8 of them! Actually, there's 9. Doesn't fucking matter. I head out the door and someone leads me to another room. The hallway is so grey here and every door looks exactly the same, especially since none of them have signs to differentiate them. I wonder how Castillo and the other agents avoid getting lost. I think that's a tactic, so if you're being infiltrated, no one knows what door has what. Okay, just notice. See anything wrong with this, this picture? Why the fuck are 2 of the doors blocked by furniture? Sarah hugs me tightly when she sees me, sweeping me into her arms. Then she cups my face between her hands. You're okay, right? No one hurt you? I nod. And you? They asked me a whole bunch of questions, then fed me. I guess they realized I didn't know anything. What's going on? What did they say to you? Where are we, Erica? What do they do? What do they want? I can't talk about it, but everything will be fine, I promise. Sarah gives me a look that tells me she doesn't believe me at all. Before she can argue the point, the TV turns on. I rub my shoulders. It's time, isn't it? Just about. Less than 5 minutes. Just like, imagine like it, like the imagine like the alien like turns on, right? And then in the middle of the broadcast, like a fucking teddy bear like interrupt the broadcast. Sorry to interrupt your entertainment, but a body has been discovered. I'm so sorry, that was such a shit joke. Sarah nods grimly, echoing my own feelings on the matter. I'm glad she's here with me. I make sure I sit down on the couch first so that I can offer my lap as a seat. She takes her sweet time adjusting herself, but I don't mind. The way she's rubbing against me and putting her arms around my neck feels nice. I'm trying so bad not to fucking chomp on her shoulder. I'm always drooling. Her tender neck, shoulders, breasts, stomach, armpit, all so terrible. Such tender flesh, just begging to be devoured. But I can control myself. I can be good. Do you hear that, Sarah? There's a beast in the world. That was such a fucking stupid thing. I'm sorry. No. What I'm saying is dumb. My brain too horny to make sense. I want to gently have my hands holding her plump thighs, scratching my nails against her jeans, watching her tremble and twitch as I squirmily scratch her thick, meaty thighs. Why is there only one couch when there's the two of us? I mean, a couch is a couch. I don't know what you're complaining. Maybe this room aren't made with any visitors in mind. Sarah finally settles down in a way that makes her feel comfortable. It may be a bit uncomfortable for me, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Being this close to her is worth any discomfort. Damn, she's just as bad as me. Can we have some fucking privacy? Can I not just chew on my platonic wife in peace? Maybe. No, I shouldn't. Lick her tender sweat. Let it salivate her body. Make it more... what's the word? Seasoned for my taste. A little privacy, would you? I say as I firmly wrap my hands around her waist, feeling and gently rubbing her hips. Her soft skin is so tender, so luscious, begging to be devoured. We hear the door open and Castillo enters. She stares at the TV and then at the clock, then at her clock, impatient. Exon finally appears with 3 people standing before them, 2 men and a woman. Exon addresses the camera. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. The three have already been selected and taken. Oh, sorry. The 3 have already been selected and taken. Now they shall be punished. Before Exon can do anything to the first man, he pulls a gun from his very nice suit, holds it to his head, apologizes to his family, and shoots himself. Sarah gasps and hides her face in my neck. How is she doing that if she's sitting on my lap? Wouldn't she have to be turned around? Sorry, I'm not trying to poke holes in this. I don't know if I should be scared or turned on. Her body is so heavy, but yet so soft as well. It's almost like cotton candy made of rocks. So dense, yet so sweet and delicious. Melts in my mouth. I try to stay strong. It's not easy. I've never seen violence like that in real life. A shiver spreads over my body. Sorry. Sorry. My brain just goes to a fucking coping mode, where it's just like, I imagine it's just like, hey, I know this is a weird question, but is this your first time being abducted? And the guy with the gun goes, no, but this is my last. Everybody! Exon doesn't even react. They just stare at the body for a moment. There's no sympathy, Exon doesn't even react. They just stare at the body for a moment. There's no sympathy, no indication that they're upset. They simply snap their fingers and the body is gone. Just like the previous people. Interesting that we don't get to see the person. I found that interesting that when they bring new people, it's like they bring new people that have complete sprites and just disappear. Rather than like, oh, it is a person, but you can't see him. It's cold. Just cold. Castillo shakes her head despite her hard expression. She doesn't like this. Even a woman from MI6 can't help but revel some emotion. Maybe that's the real difference between us and the aliens. Exon stands in front of the woman. She's wearing a casual outfit, nothing that screams wealth. She holds up her hands and cries. There has to be some kind of mistake. This has to be a mistake. I don't have that much money. I can show you my bank account. Please just look. Exon tosses the phone. She offers them to the side like it's nothing at all. Hiding your wealth in gold bars, cryptocurrency, and stock changes nothing. Damn. Fucking... Not even fucking Bitcoin is safe. She whimpers. With your purchases and items totaled, your net worth is clear. You are in the top 3. You can't even have money on you and you're still getting fucked. Maybe I should be rich. Wouldn't hurt. But I gave away the money. I did what I was told. I donated. I increased wages. I'm a good person. Please spare me. I'll do more. I'll keep doing more. She gets on her knees and her hands. She gets on her knees and her hands together. It's like she's praying to Exon, like they're the new god, and she only needs one more round of forgiveness. Please, I'll work harder. I understand now, so let me do more. Give me one day and I'll prove I can change. You have tried to cheat the system. Exon sounds like they're reading from the dictionary, not passing judgment on someone's life. There's no feeling, no humanity. You cannot be trusted. You took advantage once. You will not be allowed to do so again. They tap her forehead and she fizzles away to nothing, pixelating into smaller and smaller shapes. Exon nods and moves to the last man. He's an old businessman that uses a cane to stand. He doesn't seem old enough to need one, but he leans on it while tapping away on his phone. He clears his throat and offers Exon his phone. I'm shocked because he's so calm. I have transferred 1/5 of my worth to various charities. It's taken some time to go through, but the proof is all there. Exon looks at the phone. I'm not in the top 1,000 richest people, let alone the top 3. I should be freed. It's like trying to revert to an original offer with someone after you tried to bluff your way into getting them to accept something lesser. Maybe that worked for this guy in the past when he was dealing with other businessmen. He has some courage, I guess. I doubt it'll work the way he wants it, though. Exon looks from the phone to the man. They blink slowly while considering what to do. Then they drop the phone and take a step towards the man. The deadline has passed. The deadline passed. I appreciate the gesture, but it should have been done before you were brought here. The man's face goes bright red, and it's obvious he's furious. He wheezes. That's not fair. I did what I was told. So what if it was a few seconds late? That's on the bank, not me. It takes time to process things like this. I had to get permission and... Your excuses are meaningless. You won't even listen. You have had days to see and understand what we are doing, yet you waited until the last moment. And what about the weeks, months, and years before we showed up? You did nothing then either. Your actions are not worth any mercy. Exon snaps her fingers, giving this man the same treatment they've given all the rest. Their words echo in my head again and again. Your actions are not worth any mercy. It makes me wonder about what I've done, what I'll do. It's punishment! Sarah shakes and sniffs, wiping her eyes. They aren't going to stop, are they? Are they going to keep this up until they kill us all? I pat her head, then kiss her temple. Things are out of control. Even Sarah understands that now. I wonder where the line was for her. Was it seeing that man shoot himself, or is she shocked the way I'm shocked by how cold Exon seemed today? Callisto looks at me like we're sharing a thought. I know she's right. If I can do something, I have to do it, and I have to do it quickly. Things will only get worse if I waste my time dragging this out. Exon has made their position clear. To the whole world, it's time for me to decide mine. No hesitation, no regrets, no mercy. Mind-broken, probing cum slave. I've been missing for 5 months, and my mind is too broken, filled with lust and desire, to even think about escaping. I'm trapped in this eternal pleasure torment. Sarah and I convinced Callisto to let us go back to the apartment for a bit. If Exon is paying attention to me, it'd be strange if we suddenly weren't there for long stretches of time. I'm sure it is a little dangerous to be here, but it's far from the worst place in the city. It's far from the worst place in the city. Golly! Sarah's been really quiet, even with Martello meowing and trying to get attention from her. She keeps glancing at me like I'm keeping a secret, and I guess it's true. I am. I have to go back to Exon, and I can't tell her about my mission. But I also can't tiptoe around her feelings. Hello. I get dressed and then stare at my reflection. Did I really do all this? Is it my fault? I mean, it's only been 6 people so far, and more than that die of natural and unnatural causes every day. Heck, there are people dying every second, considering the Earth as a whole. But those deaths aren't aired live. They aren't a punishment for having money. A shiver teases my spine. What if Exon does the same to me when I bring up what's going on? As my panic rises, I can't look away from my own reflection in the mirror. Golly! Such an insatiable lust, such violent tendencies, wanting to bite and tear your flesh deeply, feeling the blood drip down my teeth, licking up your wound just to make more. I am not mentally or emotionally doing okay. Myrtello suddenly appears in the reflection next to my head as Sarah holds him up. You look ready to seduce someone, meow. I swallow hard. And that Exon won't be able to resist. You can fix the whole planet with a good lay. That sounds wrong, Myrtello. An innocent kitty shouldn't talk like that. Sarah sets him down, and he dashes away. She hugs me from behind. Myrtello is just a little jealous that you'll get dressed up for an alien invader, but not for him. Myrtello is the jealous one, huh? She punches my butt. Fine, I'll admit it. I'm so hurt you never dress up for me anymore. Joke with her. I smile slightly. We can fix that when I get back. We'll do something a little fancier than the usual pajama party. Tempting me with a date to spare my feelings? She falls on the bed with her hand over her forehead. Clearly attempting to be dramatic, she clutches her chest. You're such a heartbreaker. I can't help but playfully shove her as she lies on the bed. I'm glad to see you're back to being your silly self. Well, of course. From even the greatest of horrors, irony is as seldom absent. She chuckles and makes the quote gesture with her fingers as she says those words. I can't stop thinking about how cute she is. Sorry, that's me, my bad. She chuckles and makes quote gestures with her fingers as she says those words. I can't stop thinking about how cute she is, even in those sample casual clothings as she lies down on the side of the bed. Focus, Erica, focus. Where did you hear that? Sounds familiar. It's a quote from H.P. Lovecraft. I thought it was appropriate. Ah, yes, the fucking delusional racist. It definitely is. I take a deep breath and mentally prepare myself. I finished all my tasks, so it's time. I've got to go now. Do you know how you're going to get on that ship? It's not like your alien admirer is going to send a limo, right? If they do, I'm completely out of the running. I'm sorry. I haven't figured that part out yet. I guess I have to summon them. Like you would a demon? Oh, that's juicy. I know she's teasing me, but I'm already terrified. I'm struggling not to cry under the pressure. Sarah gets up and rubs my arm, then takes my hands and kisses my knuckles. I would gently clutch under her shirt, trembling, falling on the bed with her, my body on top of hers, having a little cry session as she reassures me. She's like, oh shit, it's okay, it's fine, don't worry type of shit. As we cuddle and wrap ourselves like snakes in mating season, not wanting to get the dress dirty, but just wanting reassurance. Maybe for an hour or so before Castillo gets upset and I have to grow. She gently grabs my face, wiping away my tears, kissing my cheeks like a woodpecker, before giving me one big smooch to reassure me that she will still be here when I'm gone. Not to worry, that, you know, you get what I mean? This isn't easy for me either. If I had my way, I'd keep you here, safe with me. I'm so worried about you, Kai. I hug her and kiss her cheek. I stroke through her hair the way I know she likes, and in response she sighs against my neck. I promise, I'm coming back. Sarah nods, but I don't think she believes me. She clutches me so tightly that I feel her nails digging into my back. Ow! I'll come back and hopefully things will return to normal. I think that's too much for anyone to accomplish at this point. Well, I'll do my best. It's my job. I kiss Sarah's cheek again and pat her hair some more. She walks me all the way to the door and hugs me at least 3 times before I leave the building. Our street is almost empty. There's no riders today, no cars, no one on their way to work. But that doesn't mean it's any easier to get an alien's attention. I walk along the streets until I can at least see the ship. If I can see them, they can see me, right? I remember how the floor could just disappear. Exen, I'm right here! Come get me! I wave my arms, jump in the air. I keep yelling, but nothing happens. What do I have to do to get them to notice me? Light a fire, call the police, send flares up? Luckily, I am somewhat prepared for that last option. I stowed an old firework in my pocket along with the lighter. Are you referring to a luscious meat pocket? No alien race can watch every street, but they should notice something as conspicuous as a firework. I light the Roman candle and watch it send sparks towards the sky. I yell again, waving my hands with the firework. Exen! When I feel a buzzing sensation start to course through my skin, I toss the firework and give myself over to the light as I open up around me. With an unpleasant crack that reminds me of lightning, I find myself on the ship again. It's definitely not my favorite mode of transportation. I clutch my chest and look around. I don't actually see any aliens. I clear my throat and try not to let my imagination run wild with theories as to why. Still, my brain keeps going to imagine people being turned into ash. If the aliens have given up on their current methods and decided it'd be simpler to erase the human race as a whole... Wait, what? Still, my brain keeps going to imagine people being turned into ash. What if the aliens have given up on their current methods and decided it'd be simpler to erase the human race as a whole? When will I stop being an exception? When will Exen do the same to me? Fucking hell, you're tall. Exen walks in and stands a little straighter as they look me over slowly. I scatter back without standing up all the way. Just seeing them is too much right now, since I know that. With a mere flick of the wrist, I could become nothing. My mouth dries. Exen watches me, but doesn't move forward. We stare at one another for a long while before they take 3 slow steps forward, frazzling my nerves. Exen comes within touching distance, watching me with that impossible-to-read face. I don't know what to do. Nope. I am not... Nope. I turn around quickly, unable to look at Exen. I can't meet their eyes after what they've done. I'm so terrified that they're going to turn me into dust the second I say the wrong thing or even open my mouth. Rich or not, I could be a problem. Exen lets out a long sigh and my eyes flick over my shoulder. They look confused, their heads slightly cocked to the side as they look me over. It can go down? I do not understand this behavior. You were the one who made the request to come aboard. You have no reason not to face me, Erica. Squeezing my eyes shut, I force myself to turn around. I have to have this conversation to do what I was brought here to do. What are you trying to accomplish with all these threats and killings? I don't understand. Exon doesn't yell or put on their emotionless expression. They just give me a simple answer. We're fixing the planet's problems, as I stated. I look to the side. That answer doesn't help at all. How does killing help anything or anyone? It makes everyone panic. So you're killing a few people to save the rest. Is that the logic you're trying to stand by? You realize people are panicking, don't you? Exon leans their head to the side slightly as they watch me. I can see them trying to put some dots together to make a clear picture. You make it sound crueler than it is. They just cease to exist. There is no suffering in the process. According to our studies, those we remove don't realize what is happening because there is no pain. I narrow my eyes. Exon could just be saying that because they don't want me to worry or because they want me to be on their side. It is a scenario I have considered, and it would make sense coming from them. Making something sound more palatable is one way to get people to accept things they normally wouldn't, but I don't see the difference in this case, not really. And it still doesn't change the fact that it's wrong. Sure, maybe the person you're removing doesn't feel anything, but the people who are left behind do. If they love that person, they'll be sad or angry. Maybe they'll feel guilty, like the fate that person was somehow their fault. They'll never stop replaying that person's removal in their head, and you're broadcasting your trauma and you're broadcasting their trauma for everyone else to see. That moment when you execute someone, because that is what you're doing, painless or not, it is the last moment anyone will have of that person. Exon blinks at me slowly. If people truly cared about the victim, they should have told them to reduce their wealth. Exon walks towards a large screen and shows images of people flocking around the wealthy. They are all sweet up front, taking the money given, asking for help and practically worshipping the person, and then they turn on them quickly, calling them names and laughing as soon as they're out of sight. Our studies have been rather clear. Most of these loved ones, as you call them, simply take advantage of the wealthy person they consider a friend, a partner, a parent, a child, or so on. Greed is contagious. People are perfectly happy pretending to be kind to those they benefit from, but as soon as that benefit ceases to be, not everyone is like that! Exon stares at me for a while. I feel myself blush. I'm not talking about myself. I just know people who are wealthy that still have friends that don't ask for anything from them. They just like spending time together. I've certainly had a few friends who were wealthier than I was. When we hung out, we'd all pay our fair share and pick activities that all of us could afford. You can't learn from a whole population acts from just a few videos. And you can't learn about a new species by tossing around accusations. The wording is a little off, but I get the picture. We watch each other silently for a long time, each of us waiting for the other to say or do something. My shoulders drop a little. It doesn't matter what I say. Exon has made up their mind that this is the right way to do things. They won't understand until they see it fail. I need to try something else. So, the thing you do to people is really painless. So the thing you do to people is really painless. If that's the case, why do they get so afraid? I believe that has to do with your media, specifically invasion movies. But it is painless. If the person doesn't see it coming, there is no response. They simply cease to be. Do you know what happens after they cease to exist? Exon puts their hands behind their back and studies me carefully. You are very interested in our technology. No, I'm not interested. No, I'm interested in my people, humans. What's happening to them? If they're just gone, well, they can't disappear completely, right? There has to be some laws of physics or something in place. Exon nods. We do not know what truly happens to them. They don't appear anywhere else in the universe, though, as far as we are aware. We have tested that to the best of our abilities. We believe that they simply become a more pure form of energy, no longer bound in a shape we recognize. So, it's the energy that can't be created or destroyed. Exon nods. Only changed. The loss of the mortal shell is not the end of life or energy. I need to keep Exon talking. When will it end? When will it end? Exon considers that, eyes blinking in the way that still gives me goosebumps. What, is it like alligator eyes? We plan to continue until there is no difference between social statuses. When all have the same opportunities, we will be done. Testing audio. Social statuses. Okay, audio's fine. But that's impossible, isn't it? Someone will always have a little more. Someone will always know someone or have some other kind of advantage. There are so many more factors than money that play into this. Do you actually mean that? For every single person on Earth? Exon nods. That's impossible! I am aware that not everyone will have the same monetary amount or motivation. However, everyone will have a fair chance. The difference between people won't be as extreme as it is now. How do you know that you're right? How do you know that you're right? How do you know that this can work here on Earth where things are different? How can you be so sure you have the correct amount regarding everyone's wealth? Exon folds their hands behind their back. We have access to all the information in the world. But that's impossible! They motion for me to explain, but I take it the wrong way. I jump a little, expecting my body to go all misty. It doesn't. I take a slow breath. It's not all online or stored in phones. There are places that exchange goods through verbal contacts. Things like that shouldn't be able to be traced. And then there's groups of people who don't want or use money at all. They just trade and collect things for the whole village or group. Exon continues to watch me. So, for example, what if someone promises to sell his house to his son for only £1 just a few hours before the deadline? Or if someone else gifts his land to a different community? That's not in any computer. How do you take that into account? Exon nods once, then takes another step towards me, lowering their voice. We are very skilled at discovering truth. Humans are easy to read. When they lie, they provide signs. I swallow hard. Do ulterior motive count as lies? I might be in trouble here. This won't work. There will always be someone who has more than someone else, if not in money, in other things, in social standings, in networking, in family history, in privilege. It's a losing battle, and people can always assign worth to someone else. Exon watches me carefully, slowly turning their head to the side. Even if you focus entirely on money itself, this could go on for months, years, and the people down there don't know if they should be terrified or grateful. It's chaos, and what if this whole thing doesn't accomplish anything at all? We do not wish to be here for years. That is why we are increasing the amount of people that are to be eliminated every day. Once there is an even distribution of funds, we are done. Which leaves us with the cleanup and the constant fear that these aliens will return if we're not on our best behaviors. We'll have a whole slew of problems we have no idea how to address. I bite my lip and stay quiet. There's no point in sharing that. Exon slowly looks me over. Those big white eyes drink me in. I feel like I'm being examined and measured instead of complimented. I feel that you have come here for a specific reason. Fear boils in my stomach. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know how honest to be. I don't know how to do any of this, which is why the MI6 should have sent someone else. These aliens never should have taken me in the first place. I'm a mess. I'm the worst person to be at the center of all this. Exon's hands ghost along my face. Not exactly close enough to touch, but close enough that I know the intention. What is your purpose? What is... I feel something is wrong. Obviously, because I'm supposed to be a spy, and spies that revel themselves to get killed. I still don't know where I stand on this whole issue, which side I'm on or what I should be doing. But I do know that if I tell Exon my real purpose, I'm done. Which means I need to redirect this conversation, avoiding lies, and somehow justifying my fear on top of all that. I take a slow breath. I came to ask you to stop, and that terrifying me, considering I came to ask you to stop, and that terrifies me, considering what I've seen you do. But this is wrong, Exon. Killing people like this is only causing chaos. Exon relaxes a hair, shoulders drooping, but there's no give in their eyes. This is not wrong. By sacrificing a few, many will have a better life. This is evident in your history. It is celebrated there. In war! But this isn't that! This is different! Pushing people like this isn't fixing anything! It's redistributing the money, sure, but there's other problems! There will always be things that set people apart, real or fake. People will always have different opportunities, better or worse. This is just spreading fear! Based on what we have observed, there is no other way to enforce change on this planet. If a rule is given without consequence, it is not followed. Therefore, we provide a consequence and change happens. We will not fix everything, only set your people on a better path. When we leave, your kind will come together and be forced to find solutions. This is hopeless. They don't understand. I can't change a damn thing and that they're doing or make them see how this will play out. I can't do anything but talk, and that's getting us nowhere. I should probably go now. I know this was a quick visit, but I can't stay here all day. I'm sure you're busy with all your plans anyway. Exon nods slowly, still looking me over like they can't quite figure out what I'm thinking. Of course, what chance do they have when even I don't know what I'm thinking? There's too much in my headspace right now. It all swirls around, making no sense. I definitely need some space. It has been a pleasure to talk with you. I hope you'll come again. Exon surprises me by closing the space between us, brushing their lips across my cheek. They peck me softly, and buzzing spreads across my skin before they draw back. Exon nearly whispers in my ear. I have seen that this is a way to bid farewell in some cultures. My whole body throbbing, and I feel weird. I blush and rub my arm before I can say anything to Exon. I'm back on the street, left to walk home by myself. I glance up at the spaceship to figure them out. That gentle display, a soft kiss on my cheek, it has me feeling flattered. Interesting. let's say flattered. I feel flattered, honestly. I gently rub over the spot they kissed. I know the aliens are doing horrible things, but that's not their intention, and Exon is more than that. No, oh fuck. They really want to help us, even if they don't understand us, and I don't understand them. It's terrifying to be involved at all, but at the same time, it's thrilling to know that Exon will talk to me, and that they will show actual human affection towards me, and that they want to. Irrational or not, it goes both ways. I am attracted to them. Our conversation makes me think, keep me focused, and the fact that Exon really makes an effort to understand me. Wow. Uh-oh. I get back to the apartment, and Sarah flinging herself into my arms, hugging me. She kisses me full on the lips, squeezing me so that I feel every line of her body against mine. When she draws back, I stare at her for a long time. Sarah swallows as she untangles herself. I was so worried that something happened to you. Oh. And am I, well, having you gone and everything, meeting with an alien no less, and... I rub her shoulders and realize she's shaking, so I guide her to the couch and sit her down. Taking her hand in mine, I nod for her to keep going. Take your time. Sarah looks at our hands. I just need to get it out there. I have feelings for you. I like you as more than just a friend. I know it's stupid and ridiculous to come out about it now because we've been friends for so long, but you make me feel good and valued and wanted, which I guess is what friends do too, but it's more than that. I mean, friends don't constantly think about kissing their besties or seeing them naked, right? I open my mouth a few times, but nothing comes out. This is pretty hard to process on top of everything that happened up in the ship. I mean, I always notice how you behaved around me, but I thought I was reading into it that you were just overly comfortable with me. You've always been so playful and flirty, so I just assumed it was your personality. I figured, and for what it's worth, I'm sorry for dropping this on you now of all times. There's nothing to apologize for. I just need to think right now. This has been a big day. Sarah nods. I saunter over to the fridge to grab a snack and am met with an empty abyss. I turn to Sarah, who simply shrugs and says, Sorry, I was so worried about you that I might have eaten everything we had left to calm my nerves. Damn it, my stomach is growling like a pack of wild lions. I haven't had a decent meal today. My stomach chimes in with a loud rumble as if to confirm my statement. I have a brilliant idea. Let's go out and treat ourselves to that fancy Indian restaurant nearby, the Taj Mahal. Really? You want to go there? Of course. You've been talking about wanting to go there since you moved here. Yeah, but there's a reason I haven't gone yet. It's crazy expensive. Well, I heard a rumor that with everything going on, they've recently slashed their prices in half. Slashed their prices in half. Who knows? Maybe today it's even cheaper. Okay. %31%. Nice. BRB. I'm sweating so much, it feels like everything feels wet. My singlet, my shorts, like everything's sticking to my body. So, if I'm guessing the alone ending is getting every bad choice. For both. I'm aiming for Sarah's good ending. I made this playlist. Let me take a break. Saying this is a beautiful game is an understatement, right? As I've said before, dialogue isn't my thing. I can create stories and ideas, but like, dialogue isn't my thing. But the writing in this, it sounds weird when I say that because I don't know if this is good or bad writing, but I feel like compared to every other visual novel I played, this is really good writing. Like, it feels authentic. It feels natural, if that makes sense.